Imagine looking up at the night sky and noticing something strange. The stars don't look quite right anymore. They bend, they shimmer, and they stretch in impossible ways, as if the universe itself is warping. Then it hits you. This isn't a trick of your eyes or an illusion caused by clouds or atmosphere. Something enormous and terrifying has appeared in our cosmic neighborhood. Hanging in the sky is a dark void, a swirling absence of light so powerful that even photons, the fastest travelers in the universe, cannot escape. This is no planet, no star, and no asteroid. It's a black hole. A cosmic predator that bends space and time around it, swallowing anything that comes too close. If a black hole appeared near Earth, what would happen? Would our planet be instantly destroyed? Or would humanity have time to witness, panic, and maybe even adapt to the most extraordinary and terrifying event in our history? What exactly is a black hole? To understand the danger, we need to first understand what a black hole really is. Black holes are born from the death of massive stars, stars so large that when they run out of fuel, they collapse under their own gravity. The core shrinks smaller and smaller until it becomes a singularity, a point of infinite density. Surrounding it is an invisible boundary called the event horizon. Anything that crosses this horizon is lost forever, pulled into the singularity. Here's a mind-bending comparison. Imagine taking the entire mass of our Sun, which is 330,000 times heavier than Earth, and compressing it into a sphere only a few kilometers wide. That's the scale of a black hole. Its gravity is so overwhelming that it distorts space itself, warping light and bending the path of time. Black holes aren't rare. The Milky Way alone contains millions of them. But they are usually far away, quietly feeding in the distant corners of space. For one to suddenly appear near Earth would be catastrophic. The first signs: a twisted sky. The first evidence wouldn't be explosions or earthquakes. It would be the night sky itself. Astronomers would notice stars behaving strangely. Their light would bend and stretch, curving unnaturally around a point of darkness. This phenomenon, called gravitational lensing, is one of the main ways scientists detect black holes in the first place. At first, the public might not understand. News reports would describe it as a strange astronomical discovery, maybe even compare it to seeing a new planet. But as more data came in, panic would spread. A black hole had appeared close to us, and its effects were already being felt. The laws of gravity, balance, and stability that keep Earth safe would no longer be guaranteed. The gravitational domino effect: if the black hole appeared far out at the edge of our solar system, the first signs would be subtle but deadly. Planets would begin to shift in their orbits. Imagine Earth drifting just a little closer to the Sun. That small change would be enough to heat the planet dramatically, melting ice caps, raising sea levels, and triggering global food shortages. Or imagine drifting slightly farther away, plunging our world into an ice age. The Moon, our silent guardian, would also be affected. Its orbit could destabilize, making tides unpredictable. Cities along coasts could be wiped out by megatides or tsunamis. Satellites would fall out of alignment. GPS, communication systems, weather forecasting, all would begin to fail. The global economy would collapse before the black hole even touched Earth, simply because our infrastructure depends on stability in space. Closer to doom, the vacuum effect. Now imagine the black hole appearing much closer, maybe near Jupiter or Mars. The consequences would accelerate. Earth's atmosphere could begin to peel away, pulled by the immense gravity of the black hole. Winds would rage at unimaginable speeds. Storms would blanket continents. our once calm, life-sustaining planet would become an unrecognizable chaos of destruction. Gravity would begin to stretch Earth itself. Entire tectonic plates could shift unnaturally, triggering earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and tsunamis on a global scale. And looming above all this chaos would be the terrifying void in the sky, reminding humanity that the true end was only a matter of time. The horror of spaghettification. At some point, as Earth moved closer, the planet would cross a point of no return. The difference in gravitational pull between one side of Earth and the other would become extreme. This process has a chilling name: spaghettification. Everything, mountains, oceans, buildings, even our very atoms, would stretch and elongate into thin strands as they fell into the black hole's pull. This isn't science fiction. This is real physics. If you were to fall feet first into a black hole, the gravity pulling on your feet would be so much stronger than the gravity pulling on your head that your body would stretch apart like pasta. For Earth, it would be the same. Our planet would be shredded, becoming a ribbon of matter spiraling into the abyss. The strange possibility of opportunity. But not all scientists view black holes as just destroyers. Some theories suggest they could also be doorways. A black hole's immense gravity might create a tunnel, a wormhole, connecting distant parts of space or even other universes. Could humanity's destruction also be a strange opportunity for discovery? If we somehow survived long enough to study this black hole, it could teach us secrets about time, energy, and the very fabric of reality. Some scientists speculate black holes could even be harnessed as ultimate power sources, releasing more energy than all the stars combined. So, in a bizarre twist, the arrival of a black hole could be both our doom and our greatest scientific awakening. How humanity would react. Of course, that assumes we'd be able to remain calm and organized, which history suggests is unlikely. Governments around the world would declare emergencies. Militaries might take control of cities. Billionaires and political elites would flee into bunkers or private space colonies, leaving the rest of humanity behind. On the streets, panic would erupt. Some would turn to religion, believing this was the apocalypse. Others would riot, looting and fighting over dwindling resources. Meanwhile, scientists would frantically calculate how much time Earth had left and debate whether anything could be done to save us. Could rockets escape the solar system? Could we build space stations far enough away? Or would it all be too little, too late? The psychological collapse. Even before physical destruction, the psychological toll would be devastating. Imagine knowing that in months, years, or even days, everything you know could be gone. Would people still go to work? Would children still go to school? Would people even bother making plans for the future, knowing the future itself might be erased? Some might spend their final days seeking joy, traveling, and reuniting with loved ones. Others might fall into despair, giving up on life entirely. The black hole wouldn't just consume Earth physically. It would consume human hope. The inevitability of the end, in the end, no matter how humanity reacted, the result would be the same. If a black hole appeared near Earth, it would almost certainly destroy us. The only question would be how long it would take. Perhaps centuries if it were far away. Perhaps decades if it were closer. Perhaps only hours if it appeared right next to us. No amount of technology, wealth, or power could stop it. The black hole would remind us of the most humbling truth about the universe. We are fragile. Our planet, our civilizations, our achievements, all of it could vanish in the blink of a cosmic eye. The final question. But maybe that's the most important lesson. If a black hole appeared near Earth, maybe it wouldn't just be an ending. Maybe it would be a reminder of how rare and precious our lives really are. Every sunrise, every conversation, every moment we take for granted would suddenly matter more than ever. So let me leave you with this. If a black hole appeared near Earth, would you want humanity to fight to survive at all costs? Or would you accept our fate and stare into the abyss with dignity? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to What If Verse, where curiosity meets the impossible.